hello everyone. If I think my mic's working, so that's good. We're gonna start in a little bit. Hello everyone. Welcome. And today is gonna be the qualifiers reveal. And yeah, I'm a little bit excited. How about you, Vel? My co-commentator today.
I just want to know the names of the people who, like, actually completed Ozella and actually qualified for the tournament itself.
Hmm. Are you? Wait.
Can they hear me?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they can hear you, so that's good. Yeah, so Vel here is gonna be a little bit of a surprise here because he haven't seen the qualifiers yet. I think it's only me who have seen them and some of my other staffs. But today we have like 10 people who did place or did their qualifiers today. Unfortunately, there's a little bit of a hiccup and like a lot of the players failed the first initial qualifiers, so we instead implemented an easier qualifiers last chance basically, and most of them did get like most of them did get through, and we're gonna see it now today. So I guess without further ado, let's just start. Let's go first to our. So there's 10 people who have completed their qualifiers. So we're gonna go from the bottom seed to the top seed. Starting with Loyal Crusader, which is I think is Tabster on Discord. He got a 904 in his Ozella run, but unfortunately he did accidentally, may or may not accidentally, use a glitch and gone to skip the like transition during the locker thing, which is a little bit of an unfortunate one because the penalty was like a minute for using a glitch, so they unfortunately placed last in our qualifiers, meaning he is not going to be qualifying for the tournament. And this is why we have penalties for glitches, because obviously it's unfair for everyone to use some glitches, and because like it's gonna be an advantage if you can see what's ahead of you when you're like supposed to be blind during that time. So yeah. Coming up next though, yeah, it is. Coming up next though is Brago with a 725 on Ozella. He did place. He is the 9th placement in Ozella, unfortunately, since there are other runners that are faster than him. Although he did decently in his like last qualifier run. Brago is like also prominent in the co-op scene though. I think he's most responsible for like some of the goofy glitches that we discover in the speedrunning scene, and yeah, he's pretty much more active on co-op than solo. So unfortunately, this is not gonna be his day to be a solo player and do the Stout Showdown. So unfortunately, he won't be qualifying because he only got the ninth seed.
Very surprised by this placement. I thought Brago would place higher.
Yeah, honestly, same. Because if you have at least some capabilities on speedrunning, especially in co-op, it would be really, really like, you would have like the initial knowledge into stealthing, you know. But I guess we can't really like share or compare those two because both playstyles are different after all. Coming up next, which is gonna be our qualified seeds now. From number 8, we have Marcel with a 624 on Ozella, placing him at number 7 in his Ozella placement. And number 8 seed. So
Now
Marcel,
that's a name. Yeah, that's
yeah,
a name
that's a name we know. Marcel is a runner. He's mostly runs. He's a mixed bag of doing co-ops and also solo. Back then he is more prominent at running, but nowadays he's a little bit more chill, you know. He doesn't run that often, but he is still an active member in the speedrunning community. And his time was pretty good, I would say. 624 for something that is like pretty hard to do, especially on Nightmare. But yeah, there's nothing to say a lot. Marcel is just a solid player. I think he have a chance to compete against like the top seed. But yeah, we will see who's gonna be the top seed later. Because on our 7th seed we have Fireblaze, another co-op prominent runner here. He's one of the more popular co-op runners around the speedrunning community, and he often runs with other players such as Prophet, Roxy, and Narc, and then also people from the Foes server, community server, which is, yeah, he's a very active member on there. He got a 609 time on Ozella, placing him at 6 on his Ozella time, and placing him at seed number 7, which isn't that bad. It's almost a sub 6. You know, if you're close at being a sub 6, I would consider that, you know. But other than that, I think we have some prominent info about him. Fun fact, he did place 6 minutes and 9 seconds flat without any extra milliseconds, which is very interesting.
Oh yeah, I saw about that. That was
Yeah,
actually
it was a weird timing, but yeah, it's a nice touch. He's also the current number 1 user. He's also, oh my god, I can't speak, man. But yeah, he is also the current world record holder for Gift Factory Nightmare, which is a very challenging speedrun to deal with because it's a loud heist where you have to take care of gifts, and then you can't let the guards break the machine. So it's a loud heist that is a lot of managing to deal with. Coming up next is Roxy with a 605 time on Ozella, placing him at 5th place in Ozella times and 6th seed. So Roxy is an interesting one because he has showed his skills in the show match as far as we know, and placing him at the 6th seed is a little bit of an iffy time. Primarily because he was infamously lazy at doing the initial qualifiers, and unfortunately, he submitted his qualifier last chance qualifier run 24 minutes I think before it ends. So he is the ultimate procrastinator in this tournament.
He didn't. I think I remember him saying like he did this while like sleeping or something. Like
He did it while drunk.
Yeah, that's.
Bro is tipsy doing this, which is honestly, I'm impressed. I'm impressed for a 605 when you're drunk. Oh my god. Okay, then Roxy also joins the call. What do you have to say, Roxy?
School.
You're in school. Okay, we're reviewing your qualifiers, by the way. Like as of
No,
now.
he was good.
Yeah. Anyhow,
No, he's I'm out.
oh, there he is. He's out now. Anyhow, that's Roxy. Yeah, I mean, he's certainly a runner. I mean, he could have a better placement if he actually tried, but you know, sometimes people are just lay low and they don't want to be bothered. But upcoming to the 5th seed, which is gonna be an underdog, someone we don't really know that much, which is gonna be Keanu's 142 specifically, with a time of 5:32 on Ozilla, placing him 3rd and giving him the 5th seed. So Keanu's is a new, I would say a fresh new member of the speedrunning community. He did once get the world record for Ozilla Nightmare. I think he got a 5010, which is really, really, really nice. So yeah, he definitely had some skills on running Ozella. But however, I would say that he is also a one trick, because when he did the first initial qualifiers, he failed to get a time on Shadow Raid Full Sweep, which really is kind of sad, but you know, it is what it is. If you can do Ozella, maybe it will be applied to the other high school that we will have. But overall, I think his performance was great. Any thoughts on that, Vel?
Have I seen his run? Is his run public?
Yeah, I think
Like,
so.
I'm interested in this runner.
Yeah. Like what's gonna be your like first impression, or your like you know, like what's gonna be your predictions on this guy?
It's a new name with a great placement for Ozella, but honestly speaking, he's gonna need way more than just being good at Ozella if he wants to get, you know, a good placement or just win the tournament itself.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, Ozella is a great start, but if you can only one trick Ozella, then you might need some assistance in some other heists that we have here, especially in Art Gallery, Shadow Raid Full Sweep, and like Authority, especially too. There's a lot of guards there. There's no cameras, but there's a lot of guards. So yeah, it's gonna be we're gonna see him on the tournament like in a week to see what his performance will be. And now, upcoming on next, a very prominent player here, which is Prophet himself, with a time of 5:29 and placing 2nd on Ozella, giving him the 4th seed. I mean, what do I even say? It's Prophet, dude. He can do shit here. He can definitely do any heist as far as we know. But unfortunately, yeah, I mean, he's done full games. He's done full games, so he can play every map.
Just don't mention Authority.
Yeah, we don't mention that. We're not gonna mention that. What happened in the show match. But anyhow, a little bit of a sad to Prophet though, because unfortunately he is also one of the case scenarios where not only did he fail Shadow Raid Full Sweep, but also failed Ozella initially, which is unfortunate. I guess he's just not having a good day, which is understandable. But fortunately, he clutched up here in the last chance qualifiers to secure the 4th seed, which is the highest seed that you can get in the last chance. So it's still impressive, but it could have been better if he had, like, you know, practice during his first qualifiers, which is not to say that it's unfortunate, but hey, he's here now, so he's ready to compete with. And now we've come.
Look, there's money on the line, okay? Prophet is gonna lock in. I have high hopes with Prophet. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yes, there's stakes here, so it's not just gonna be like a regular tournament where you win a trophy or something. We have Robux on the line. It's not that big, but it's something worth. So people should take this seriously if they want to get that sweet money. But now that we've come to the highest last chance qualifiers, we're now going to the people who actually completed Shadow Raid Full Sweep this time, with our 3rd seed being Narc, which is very, very interesting. Narc himself.
Narc actually completed? Wow.
Yes.
I'm surprised.
He got a time of 7:08 in Ozella, placing him at the 8th, but his Shadow Raid, despite being slow, he completed it, which is why he got a priority in our highest seed. So that means he gets a third seed despite being slow, because he can prove himself that he is capable on doing the two highs in spite of the limitations and the stakes, you know. What's interesting here is that the way he approached Shadow Raid full sweep is that he started slow first, which is his initial time, and then over time in his like 4 tries, he tries to be more risky. Unfortunately though, he didn't really completed any risky runs, but he did came close, which is like gives him a promising deal on the Shadow Raid full sweep especially, but it could be applied on the available high school that we will have. His hotel time is also decent, which is 7:08. It's not the worst, but you know, it could be better. He did the same playstyle in Shadow Raid full sweep where he started very slow and very safe. Not very slow, but just carefully slow. And now with our number 2 seed is gonna be Magoro with a 6:04 time on Ozella, placing him 4th placement in Ozella times, and an 8-minute 8:30 in an 8:38 Shadow Raid full sweep, placing him at 2nd seed. Now Magoro here is someone that honestly surprises me a lot. You know,
Me too. I just don't know how he does it.
like
He has good times. He has good placements.
yes, dude. Like Magoro here is something we didn't expect, because at first he was only one of those runners that just popped out of nowhere, and then participated and dabbled in a little bit of some co-op runs and did some solo runs as well, a little bit. But then when he'd gone into our competition, he spectacularly made a good performance here. I mean, 6:04 again, an almost a sub 6, and a Shadow Raid full sweep on Nightmare and 8:38 is not bad at all, considering like the current world record for Nightmare is like a 7-minute. So it is. He is an impressive player and a very, very promising one as well. But yeah, do you have any more thoughts on this build? Because like this player, I feel like Magoro is a strong player in this tournament.
Magoro is just like a hidden, like what's it called? Like a hidden ace. You know, you don't know if it's gonna work out, but if it does, he might win the tournament. I'm just saying.
Yeah, he definitely has the power to do it. I mean, all he has to do is just to defend his placement here and make sure that he can win all the way to the grand finals. But alas, we've come to the first seed, and I mean,
The
people
one I have been waiting for.
yeah, and to probably no one's surprise, it's Nano. It's fucking Nano. I mean, look at these times, dude. 5:02 on Ozella, which is, by the way, the world record for glitchless right now, and any percent even, placing him first in Ozella placements, and with his impressive sub 7 Shadow Raid full sweep. And yeah, he placed first seed. What can I say? He's just the GOAT right now, dude.
A bit of history for Nano. Nano at first was just like a jewelry shop runner, and a lot of us were just like, who is this guy? He's just running jewelry shop. That doesn't take any skill. We all thought he was just another one-trick pony, but no. Over time, he proved himself and just like demolished times after times. And look at him. Look at where he is now.
Yeah,
Ooh.
dude, he is unbelievably one of the more dominant players as of now in the speedrunning scene. At first he started as like a short runner, like doing jewelry shop, diamond store, etc. But now he cemented himself as one of the best players currently, honestly. Because he can do highs very, very consistently, and this is what we need in this tournament: consistency.
That's what I was also gonna say. Nano is consistent with his times, dude.
But yeah,
And
if you're
he has good times, he has consistent times. Like, dude, he is the run.
yeah, dude, I just can't praise this guy. So I just can't praise this guy enough, dude. Like in his first qualifier runs, he did completed 3 Ozella runs, and he averaged 5 minutes and 13 seconds, which is insane. He's also currently the world record for jewelry shop, which is an absurd sub 10.5 or 10.6. I probably forgot about it, but yeah. Overall, Nano is an impressive runner, which is gonna be entertaining when he plays in the tournament for sure. I'm excited for this player to play against the competitors. What do you think will be the matchup between Nano and the other players? Do you think
I think
people? Do you think?
It's gonna be an uphill fight, dude. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah,
dude.
it's gonna be hard.
Trying to defeat Nano with like not just his good times but consistent times is just gonna be
Yeah,
like forget playing the game. Like you have to have a cool mind as well to convince yourself to play the game properly.
yep, that's facts. But anyhow, what am I gonna say again? Fuck. Okay. So yeah, that's gonna be our qualified runners for today, and this is how the brackets will look like here. In our first match, we will have Nano versus Marcel, which is our first and 8th seed. Then on our second match, we will have Prophet and Keaners, which is gonna be an interesting match for sure. On the third match, we have Magoro, and I think that would be Fireblaze. Yeah, both these guys are. I'm pretty sure these two guys are pretty well known to have a little bit of a beef, you know. So they're gonna be going down to this tournament. And last for our fourth match, we will have Narc and Roxy as our 4th and 5th seed, and we will have. Yeah, it's gonna. Oh, for sure. I would love to see it. But yeah, we're also gonna have losers qualifiers. So if the first round and these players lose, they will have another second chance to compete and go to survive to the losers final round and potentially compete for the first place. And yeah, we will definitely see these guys compete in the next week or two. And before we conclude this qualifiers reveal, I just want to say that currently on our server, on the Notoriety speedrunning circuit, we're currently hosting and bringing back the weekly races. Remember those guys? Remember the leaderboards that shows up with like all the people's times back then? We're bringing it back more competitively and with a stake. This is gonna be our future of how we can determine our best runners. So yeah, I hope it will go well for us here. But yeah, that will be it for today, honestly. I mean, I'm just excited for these runners to play with. It's gonna be either really, really exciting or gonna be really, really funny in my opinion. Because some players here could be a little bit goofy in their like methodology of running. But yeah, you can, if you guys want, you can also place your bets. I don't know. I don't fucking know. But yeah, that'll be all for today. Yeah, gambling bad. Boo. Any finishing words? No, for the qualifiers review.
Runner, puts their heart and soul into this, and just to be, clear, this is a healthy competition. We're all friends here. We're trying to be respectful of each other. Even if it's just a competition, and we might throw a few words a bit here and there during the tournament itself. At the end of the day, it's just competitive friendliness, right?
Yep.
We're not being hostile, even if it's just, we might say a lot of things, but it's a competition, and yeah, we're at the end of the day, it's just all in good fun.
Yep, I agree with you, Val. Game is a game, and I hope all players here would be putting their best in competing here. Because on our first place, can I probably show the the places here? Yeah, on our first place, they will receive a 4K Robux prize pool, and our second place receiving 2.2, and our third place receiving 15K. But not only that, the qualifier players already received a minimum prize of 150, which is not too bad, not too shabby. If you manage to get 6th or 5th, you can also secure yourself a 500. And if you place yourself in 4th, that's 1,000. So I hope all the players here put their like actually does their best in trying to compete, because if you want to win more, you gotta try your best more, you know. But yeah, that'll be all for today, everyone. Thank you for tuning in our qualifiers reveal. I hope all the 8 players that have qualified will be in their best conditions next week, because next week is gonna be the start of this tournament. It's gonna be our day one. We're gonna manage our schedulings there, and hopefully everything will go smooth as hell. But yeah, goodbye everyone. See you next week.
Alright, yep. Take care of yourselves.